Hello, it's Mike from the fxpivotpoint.com, taking a look at the majors, three in particular, the dollar yen. We're going to take a look at the euro USD, and we're going to look at the pound dollar. And you can see what happened today. Not sure what this was. I don't know if this was news, but whatever, I'm not sure. But let's take a look at the how R1 held. I mean, it held the whole day. We come up really close, down, and look where it bounces. It's no mistake. Bounce right near the pivot point. And look what acts as resistance. Oh, R1. Back down, look at this. Look how close we are to that. I mean, so we have the pivots working here, R1 as resistance, support, ooh, yikes, and it blows right through there. And then what's something that, here's a little trick that'll happen often, and it didn't quite make it, but once it blows through one of these levels, it will come down and bounce back up to this original level, usually particularly of pivot point, and then head back down. Instead, it didn't head down very far. It created this little triangle and then headed back up. But look what acted as, only for a little bit, but right back down we go. Alright, well, dollar yen certainly held up for their pivot perspective. Let's kill that. Kill him for a second. Take a look at we still have we drew this, it would seem a week ago, and it's still in place. I'm almost getting tired of talking about it. The famed rounding bottom. And look where we're at. And look where we hit and bounced. It doesn't look like we have a lot of steam. We were thinking here, and then maybe a little down, and then here before we head back down. But who knows? We'll see. But definitely it got to a rounding bottom. It went up from there and bounced off the 23. And let's see how well, if it does make it back to the 38 before we resume our way down to there, this area. Excuse me, folks. And let's take a look at the pound. Crazy, the pound. Look at this. This is our move from the other day. Look at this, right? Irrationally exuberant move. It won't hold. We're heading back down, and I'm guessing to this level, which will act as some support. And at 50 and a 38, it might bounce here at the 38, but the pound as a currency is in trouble. And this won't last. I don't know how far it'll come before we move back up, or if we're looking for a bottom here, or it's really hard to tell. But I can tell you, I said today on several posts that it's not going to last, and I sold here and here, and this won't last. Coming back down to here or here. We'll just see how it plays out. Let's take a look at the euro. Ooh, look at that. Look what it did today. Went right to R1, and then guess what? R1 acted as resistance. Like 4 or 5 pips difference before it moved back down. And we get see again, look where we are. We got our pivot here at 37.34, and we're here the whole day, right? So unless there's some news that comes out, or some bias that's really heavily weighted to to one side or the other. Rarely will this pivot, this range be affected. So we're here. It spends the entire day, and we have a little trend line that was broken here. You can see it pulled up on this trend line. Made one last little move up before heading back down. But you can see what it does. It finds, no matter how weak or what was going on that caused this move back down to the pivot point, it acted as support, and it spent the entire day, except for a very short time, above the pivot point. And then down we go, and it's got this little, we're headed down, and who knows where we'll go. But let's see if that held out for the others. Let's take a look. Let's exit to this. See, pound the same way. Spent the entire day above the pivot point. And we can see, look at this, we can see this happening. We've moved through, and let's see how far we go up. Will we go to the pivot point or a little higher? We got a little trend line here. Will this hold out? We got some pretty important news for the pound tonight, so we'll see if that. Hey, why aren't you working? What's going on? Let's bring you back. Yes, I want you open. He is not cooperating. There, now we get our pencil back. Software, don't you love it? Alright, so let's see if we go right back here, like I said before, when we move through one of these important levels, particularly a pivot level. Let's see if it comes up and goes back down, or let's see if it takes this and we bounce up to here before we go down. It'll be interesting to see. We can see we've got this little fake wedge going. Let's take a look at something here. We can see also, by looking at our move, what do we think this is? We're going to do our fib from here to here, and what are we guessing this is? It looks like that may be right on the 50 mark right here, or maybe even this is pushed down to 61.8 before it moved back up. Let's look. It would help if I drew it correctly. So let's try it this way. Let's do it the right way. Oh boy, that makes it a little different when you do it the right way, doesn't it? And look at that. Look at that. Boy, that was a lucky guess on my part. I really did not look at this beforehand, but look, it comes down to the 38. Look what it does in the 38. Again, fibs, and when you combine fibs with just about anything else, you've got a solid system. And look what it does. So we get this really absurd move up here, and then we come back down, and look where it bounces at the 38 before it moves up again, and then look where it bounces again. It spends a lot of time right here at the 50 and almost touches the 61. And most of you know that when we do this, when we come back and hit the 61, it usually means a full retrace of the move. That's why the 61 is important. And then we move back up to almost, there's our little thing again, to almost to the top, before head back down. And look at this.